Hey folks, Jessica here. Today we are sparking for Golden Knight. But before we get to that, someone's going to ask, yes, I did unlock Robin Hood. My first impressions of it, I've only played it for like the 10 minutes it took me to get it to level 20. But it seems like a direct upgrade to Chaos Ruler. I don't know why you would still run Chaos Ruler if you had the option to run Robin Hood. It's going to be good everywhere Chaos Ruler is good. So I think someone's already actually soloed Beelzebub with it. So you get an idea of where you use it. If you didn't know, people used to use Tormentor to kill Beelzebub, which is still the ideal choice, but Tormentor is an expensive class to run content with because all your skills are tied to consumables, which you have to farm again. So people started doing that with Chaos Ruler instead, which totally works fine, and Robin Hood is going to fill that role perfectly well. I don't think it's good for racing. It's too reliant on skills, and I don't think it has it doesn't have a lot of tools that are uniquely suited to racing, but for hard content, I think it'll be a solid option, especially if you don't want to go through the rigmarole farming Tormentor consumables. So yeah, first impressions might change. I do hear it has some ways of buffing supplemental damage pretty well, but it's just not really set up for racing. So, the Spark. I'm gonna be jumping around a little bit, by the way. There'll be some cuts in here and there. I'm doing other things as well right now, so that's why. But yes, let's just jump into it. I have most of a Spark saved up. We're gonna have to, fill out the rest of the polls, but for the most part, we've got most of a Spark. Golden Knight, I just did my first impressions on. I think, well, obviously, since I'm sparking for her, I think she's gonna be worth it. And yeah, let's do some rolls. By the way, other goals besides Golden Knight. Eden, I think, because light. Okay, we'll look real fast. Eden, because I think I want to get another one for the Light Unite fight coming up after the Dark one. Presumably after the Dark one. They could always, they could always pull an Earth Unite fight and do something random instead. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind another Eden. I would love another Ixaba, because I'm trying to live the dream of 5 Ixabas, so that's a thing. I don't really want anything else. I'll take some of these things. But those are 2 I want, and then obviously Golden Knight. We'll probably finish out the Spark unless we literally pull Golden Knight in this first pull. But here's to hoping. Anyways, let's get started. Okay, first pull. Cielo Crystal. Anything? Ooh, 2 Rainbow Crystals on the first pull in the final slot. So, if you didn't know, for it to be a new character, the Rainbow Crystal has to be in the final slot, or adjacent to the final slot, connected by another new character. That's not like crazy superstition. That is pretty decisively how it works. I lost track of what count I'm on. Is this like 6? Okay, there's Rainbow Crystal. That's Water Vera, Catalina. Okay, so this next one, the 10th one, could be a new character. Is it? You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. You freaking love to see it. God, do I spark now? Or do I stop? Guys, I think I might have to stop. Shortest spark video. I don't know if I'm gonna finish the spark. Because literally the first pull. Thinking. Okay, I'm gonna need a second to think about this because I don't know if I want to keep on pulling since I literally just ripped her on the first pull. Let's take a break. Guys, I don't think I can finish this spark in good conscience. I just don't have a pressing need for anything from this pool. Like, I have all of these grand characters already, and like the only weapons I would really want would be like another Ixaba or another Eden, but I don't really want to spark from 0 sparks essentially in order to just get one of those. I know I talked about Diantha being a potential target, but I was talking to a friend, and apparently, Neverending Fantasy, her passive does not stack with Kaim's damage cap up, so that makes that less of a priority for me. That said, I do want to get her eventually, because I do want to eventually run the Ichigo setup with 4 Ichigos instead of running Highlander with Kaim, but that's not a pressing need because she is not a limited character, so I can just subtix her down the road. So, I don't want to do a character spotlight on Golden Knight either, because I really want Veseraga and Zeta and Veseraga for that. Zeta Raga. Because they're gonna be the #1 target you want to copy with Golden Knight skills. But on the bright side, I do have a Spark saved up now to to get them next month. So, bonus. I am. Don't get me wrong. I'm very happy that I pulled Golden Knight. Very thankful for that. But yeah, I think for the last part of this video, actually, I did see a build floating around earlier. I can try it out real quick, and we can finish out the video like that. So I will meet you after the cut to go beat something up. Shout out to the channel Empty Blue. That is where I saw this strategy for the first time. We are in Granny. We're a rather unorthodox team. Been a while, probably since you've seen Big Boss, Solid Snake. But Eugen's 3 has an interesting interaction with Golden Knight. Normally this buff gives you 100% charge bar at the end of turn for 2 turns. Not that powerful because it's only 2 turns, but remember that she, on her 1, can extend the duration of buffs on her, if the buff isn't a 1-turn buff. Now, 2 turns is more than a 1-turn buff, so we can extend the duration of Eugen's 3. Also remember that she will cut the cooldown of her skills every time she charge attacks. Also remember that she double charge attacks every time she attacks with 15 or more buffs on her. So you can see where this is going. This setup essentially allows us to loop double charge attacks on her infinitely. So let's get everything up and then you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, I know this sounds pretty crazy, and it's not bad. It's not bad. But I wouldn't say this is like an effective strategy for like racing or anything, because it's heavily reliant on skills and well, charge attacking. But it is potentially a pretty powerful technique you can use if you have these characters. And now we're using Mahira here also, because Mahira, you wouldn't think it just looking at the portraits, but she actually puts 7 buffs on you. And that goes a long way towards ensuring that Golden Knight has enough buffs to always double charge attack. And remember that she's extending the duration on her stuff, so she effectively will keep her buffs forever. So let's use Eugen's 3. If you've never used a copy skill before, use the skill you want to copy first. So there's the buff. Then you use the skill to copy it. So there's her copy. And then we will go ahead, let's just look at the buff durations. Everything's 2. Use her 1. Extends the duration of everything, so now this will last 3 turns. And then we will charge attack as normal. I love that Solid Snake just calls in Pequot to like shoot this guy. You get that reference. So here's the charge attack from Golden Knight. Damage is not bad. And then another one. Another one. And there's a skill cooldown cut, as you saw. There's another skill cooldown cut. Now, a thing to know, sequencing is super important here because of the way copy works. Copy will copy the last skill that wasn't copied that was used. So if you use any of these skills right now, it will mess up the sequencing here. So don't use anything right now. And then we're going to just skip charge attack animations because we're going to be charge attacking a lot. And the reason I mention that is we will need to use the copy skill again, which is still tied to Great Horizons, in order to extend again. There's 2 more turns of skill cooldown cut. By the way, we have a Sylva in the back row. That's where that random bullet came from. Providing sniper support. Mahira providing chicken support. And remember, this 3 is still tied to her 1, so we're going to go ahead and extend. Now we can use other skills, because this 1 will come off cooldown, and then we'll hit it, and then we can tie it again back to her 3. There's a lot of stuff going on here, but just know that it's pretty nice. Also, if you're having trouble getting 15 buffs on her, Freyr is another option, because Freyr puts an absolute shit ton of buffs on you. So keep that in mind. And we're just going to keep on rolling. I don't know if I'm going to show the whole fight, because it's going to be us charge attacking forever. But I'll show you at least a full sequence so you can see the loop in action. So there's a charge attack again. And now we've cut the skill cooldowns enough to get another extension. There's our chicken support. And then we will extend. And as you can see, the duration on that charge bar, still 3 turns. So we can still keep looping it, because this thing comes off cooldown in 3 turns. Well, effectively a turn and a half, because we are going to be charge attacking. Also, here's what Freyr puts on you. You can just see the buff spam after I cast Freyr. Like, look at all those buffs. Like, we are off the screen in terms of buffs. So getting 15 buffs, totally feasible. You just need certain enablers. Anyway, that's all I'll show for now. The loop goes on forever until this boss is dead. So that's a cool thing you can do with Golden Knight if you don't have Zeta Raga. Though Zeta Raga is still probably going to be the better option. Definitely going to be the better option for a lot of content, like especially for racing. So, conclusions. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about pulling her on my very first pull. I know I said it would be a Spark video, but the Spark will come next month. I will probably Spark when Zeta Raga comes back around, because they are still probably the most ideal target to copy with her. Let me know down below if you've managed to pull her yourself, or if you think of any cool skills you can copy with her. I've heard people kick around the idea of copying Leona's too, which sounds totally solid. Anyways, I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!